Oh, hello. Okay, so I've just been travelling up and down the country. I've had a games weekend with my friends in Whitby, which was very nice. Went up there on the Friday, come back today, which is a Monday. And on the way up and on the way back, Freya, if you can turn around, I've diminished my stockpile of Robin Hood games to just a few more boxes. Most of those will be going out soon. So I've had the pleasure of meeting some of you for the first time to hand deliver some of your pledges for Robin Hood. But come back to a lovely surprise. Okay, so Kickstarter, it came with another game called Habitats, which is here, which I haven't looked at yet. But Factory Funner. Right, so what do we know about Factory Funner? Well, it's, I believe the guy's Dutch. It's Corne van him, this guy here, this person here, who I could obviously pronounce his name if I wish to, but I don't wish to. I've just driven a couple of 100 miles. I don't have to do anything I don't want to, so I'm not going to even attempt that. But it's this guy here. Now, famously, this is a very, very popular game. I know it's my friend Zahid's, who some of you may know from the group. It's one of his most appreciated game. He really loves this and its predecessor, which is Factory Fun. This is Factory Funner. So what's more fun than a factory? Well, it's a factory that produces funner.
And bigger, it says in
the
corner.
Even bigger, it does. Absolutely very astute factory. So the original was Factory Funner, but this is now Factory Funner, even bigger. Even bigger. So factories, fun, funner, which is definitely a word. Go look it up. Funner, even more fun. I know that one of my other friends, Jem, absolutely loves this game as well. So she kickstarted it, I think, Jem. I think you'll correct me next time I see you, but I think it was your first Kickstarter, maybe. I don't know. But this guy famously produced a game which everybody loved, but only a few copies. I think it was probably a very small print run. I know for a fact also it's Z Garcia's from Board Game Geek, amongst other places, one of his favourite games. Lots of buzz for many, many years. I think the game originally came out in the 1990s. And then the guy basically said, that's it, I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to produce any more copies of these games, ever. So the game became rare and hen's teeth. It became a badge of honour if you could get hold of either Factory Fun, which is obviously fun, factory that produces fun, Freya.
How many times do you want to say fun?
And funner, even more fun than fun. It's fun, even bigger. Okay? So when he said he was never going to produce it, I think he's a famous thread on BGG, basically him discussing it and saying, well, no, that's it. I've moved on to other projects, so I never go back. In fact, I've got 100,000 copies in my garden and I'm just going to set fire to them. No, perhaps he didn't say that. Some of that may or may not be true, but he basically said, no more, this is it. All of the factory fun in the world is already in the world. There will be no more factory fun to be had. And then lo and behold, maybe 10 years later, it's been kickstarted, which was a delight to many people. But all those people that overpaid for their version of Factory Funner, based upon the fact there will be no more, their copies being decanted in cellars somewhere to be protected against the ravages of time, to be worth £1 million at some point in the future. All of that's gone up in smoke because we have a new Kickstarter for Factory Funner. Lovely. Now, the artwork is engaging in its own right, reminiscent of other things that I can't think of in particular what the artwork reminds me of. But it makes the game look a little bit like a kid's game. Do you not agree, Farah? What do you think of the artwork? Give me your... Because you're artistic, you're arty. She's not going to turn the camera around this time because I've stopped her having a bath to come and film me doing this. And her hair, if you don't mind me saying, Freya, looks a mess. So she's not going to turn the camera around. But what do you think of the art? Give me an outsider's view of the art. What do you think of it? Would that make you want to play it or not?
Yeah, it's very colourful. It looks quite 3D from far away. It looks quite engaging.
That's my word, you just copied my word.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Do I look 3D from a distance?
No, but I'm just saying.
I look lumpy from a distance. Anyway, so let's have a look what fun is to be had from Factory Funner. So, so the last time I played Factory Funner, as I say, was around my friend Zahid's house. It was a while ago. I've got a vague memory of it. I enjoyed it very much. But again, it's one of these games which you almost feel you need to in your collection if you are aware of the game and you're aware of how many people like it, and it almost is one of these games it's fashionable to like, maybe, I don't know. But it is a really good game. Lots of people who have it will not part with it, not because of its rarity, but because it is a good game. It's a very elegant and simple game. So the first one we've got here is obviously, as the name suggests, an even bigger board. I think this will be. It is very heavy, so I expect a lot of things from this. So let's have a look, because these videos are all about my joy and surprise of opening up something for the first time and my initial first impressions as to the contents, their quality, and how excited I am to actually be opening a new game. New game smell. Oh. Anyway, so I think the board is obviously going to be. I think these maybe, yes, they're going to be individual player boards, because there isn't a central board. Is there yes, I think there is a central board which actually adds up together. Let's put those out there. I'm not entirely sure of that. If you're looking for an in-depth review, oh, look at that! Look, now that was disappointing. I saw that there and I think, well, fair, meh. But now I turn over that, oh, look at that. If we had enough time, we'd edit in some of that sort of choral music when like an angel appears. Look at that, that's lovely. All of that nice and colourful artwork. So this game is all about ergonomically joining up all these pipe works to make a big machine that does stuff. And that's what fun is made of. That's what makes factories even funner, when they do stuff. So these are the components that make you do stuff. So it's hexagonal, as you can see. The hexagonal bits end up on the board in an arrangement which the game dictates. There are certain conditions where you can lay things out. So it's interconnecting all of these pipe works, and you can see these lots of different pipe works that go off in different directions. They're colours, it's joining up the colours. And there's points to be scored when you can actually get the most ergonomic configuration of those pipes. So, can I just point your attention? Like, something just caught my eye here. Can you zoom in on that? Now, in my opinion, one of the things that makes a factory funner is a robot with glowing eyes. So that's done it for me already. We have a glowing-eyed robot in our factory. That makes it fun. Or funner, extra large. So there we go, we got that. Oh, now, oh, disappointing. Look at that, grey and boring. Same on the other side. So these are pipes that are connecting. These are like your nodes, your central machines. I did that for comic effect. I knew there was nothing on the other side. Or did I? I don't know. So these are the pipes that end up joining up, and you're centralising your nodes on certain hexes, and you're putting pipe work in to connect them, so the gunk can flow through and deliver to produce the goods, as it were. So these are more boards the same there. I'm guessing. Yes, they are. They're double-sided. Again, good quality boards. But I think what happens is that you end up with a big board that you connect all these up to, so you've got a big central playing board. I'm not going to do that now. I'm in my games room at the moment, and I've got only this little sofa to play with at one end. Yes, I have a sofa in my games room. The rest of the games room is a bit of a mess at the moment because I've just returned. Ray, can you show all the games I've brought back from Whitby there? I've got to unpack those at some point. That's what I took to Whitby with me. So I've just literally arrived about an hour ago, but I'm so excited to see this. Look at this. Again, nice bright artwork. What's not to like there? So I think there is an active and an inactive side, which is why this is slightly greyed out. So one of the things I like to do is see the cardboard. Oh. The depth of the cardboard. Now that is not sitting on my knife.
That's all.
That'll be That'd be good to get on video. Me sitting on a knife. But you're looking at the depth of that, and that is a nice chunky cardboard. I do like a nice piece of chunky cardboard. More interesting pipe.
Well, I know what to get you for Christmas. Chunky cardboard.
Chunky cardboard. Lovely. Now, that may not look exciting to you, but look at the shapes of those bits. That's exciting. If you've played this game before, you will become very excited by that and a central pool of things that you can pull out to connect up. It's something very pleasing and connecting up a machine that ends up producing the most amount of points to win a game by actually visually looking in a spatial way how that can connect up. Look at that bad boy there. It looks like a Christmas tree, doesn't it? So, more boards. Lovely. So, and more pipe. So we're going to have a quick look at the rulebook. So the rulebook I've not, again, looked at, obviously, because you saw me take the wrapping off, so you know I haven't had a look at it. But I'd like to give you an idea of the art and the style of the rulebook. Difficult for me to make any comment at all, given that I'm looking at it upside down. But again, the artwork flows nicely across the rulebook from there. Nice bright colours, very stimulating. Look at that. So this is how your machine may look. Now, you thought your factory was fun, but what is it now? It's funner.
And bigger.
And even bigger. So that is an idea of the kind of work you can do on here. So his games like at the moment like Gizmos, where you get that kind of feeling of producing stuff with coloured balls that you're taking from the central dispenser and triggering things. Well, that's a 3D version of this. This is a one-dimensional version of that. If you consider these to be the coloured balls, you can see where that kind of the genesis of a game like that comes from. I don't know much about Gizmos apart from I've played it a couple of times and I'm not very good at it. But I don't know if the makers have referred in any way to the games that gave them the idea. Everyone says it's like the Splendor Killer or whatever. It's the next generation of Splendor type game. But it feels to me reminiscent of that picture there. But in a 3D sense, I'm probably talking rubbish. I have driven several hundred miles today. Again, another little example of what you can put together. So that looks all nice and good. So that's lovely. So what that is a factory funnel. Bigger. You mustn't forget that. So the other thing I was going to do is kindly. Excuse me. This is good TV, isn't it? There is a box here that I've received. Here it is. Again, I've come back to this today. So Martin Poole, who's in the group. Oh, you put that radiator on, Trey. That's very nice.
Just for you.
Nice to think. It's nothing to do with your wet hair, is it? It's because your old dad is starting to feel the cold in his t-shirt. So Martin Poole came back from Essen. He very kindly brought me back something for the guys over there at Final Frontier Games as a little thank you for organising one of the group pledges. It was Robin Hood. But one of our other games is, again, Martin, this is the first time I'm looking at it. You asked me earlier if I'd looked at it, so I am expecting a nasty surprise in this because you were very keen to ask me if I had seen it yet. I haven't yet. This is the first time I'm looking at it. In fact, bizarrely, you asked me if I had seen your package. So I'm looking at your package, Martin. It's much smaller than I expected. Your package is much smaller. It's nicely presented, your package, but it's quite tiny. So make of that what you will. But look at these dice, man. So this is some deluxe bits from the 5 realms of the universe of Rise to Nobility and The Secret of the Fire and Cavern Tavern. These are previous games by these producers, Final Frontier Games. Can you go in there? A little bit of advertising for you. So what we've got here is because I've got the base game. I bought the base game because I like the look of the base game, and Martin very kindly suggested to me that he may be able to get me the bits that would make my base game a deluxe game. So what we've got here is dice. Look, those dice. Don't we love a dice, don't we? Look at those dice. How interesting. What do you think about those dice? As our resident dice expert, what do you think?
Very fancy.
Very fancy. Fancy schmancy. Yeah? So we've got a whole bag of wooden... Look at that! Who doesn't like a wooden chopper? I know I do. I don't know what that is. Is that a flat bat, perhaps? Or is it a book, do you think?
Definitely a book.
So, again, you forgive me, I haven't seen the deluxe bits of this, but I like wooden deluxification. And that looks all very good. Again, lovely colours, look at that. We all like a colour. I'm very sorry for people who are colourblind. I constantly refer to things about the colours and how much pleasure that gives me. Just call me a colourist. Okay? So there is no... what we have here? So we've got... Oh my goodness me. I couldn't be more excited if this was real money. It's not real money. Is it real money? I haven't got glasses on. Is it real money? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now then. That is a beautiful coin. That is spectacular. Now the coins in Robin Hood were really good, but look at that. That is great. And they've all got sort of different values on them. Who doesn't like a deluxification? So Martin Paul, thank you very much for this. I very much appreciate it. It doesn't appear to be a dead puppy in here, which is what I was expecting, because you were so keen for me to open it up. I've expected it to explode, or to contain some nasty surprise of some other nature. But Martin, I can report to you, your package has brought me a great deal of pleasure. So the only other thing that was in here is these books, which I guess I should open. Here's my knife. So I'm going to just do that, just try and, without damaging it anyway, open it up. So these are art books for the game, which I suspect not many people own. Because I am special, I demand special treatment. Even for games I have never played, I demand things that people have never ever got, that have played the game 100 times. I want to elicit some jealousy amongst you. So here we go. So we've got an art book, which is full of blank pages. No, it's not really.
Oh, that was
Look at this. A little bit of bedtime reading. So this is the future of the Five Realms, part 2, the Five Realms book series. I didn't even know such a thing existed. There is a book series. No doubt there'll be a Blu-ray coming soon. And a Netflix series perhaps. So lots of words and lots of art. Look at now I'm a big fan of the artist's work, whose name I should know before I say that, which escapes me, but I believe he's the same artist as the Robin Hood game, and obviously Cabin Towers, but I think he's done a few other bits and pieces. But look at that, that's lovely, isn't it? That's great. I might actually dress up like that for the next fancy dress costume party I go to. I've never been to a fancy dress party. Have you been to a fancy dress before? You have?
Disney.
See, that's not good TV to throw, you're nodding. No one can see that. See,
Yes.
that's what I intend to look like after driving so long distance today, after I've had some wine. That's what I intend to look like by the time I get to bed. If not before. There we go, it's Mummy. I've got the ears right. Fortunately she doesn't watch these. And we've got The Secret of the Five Realms, which I presume is book 1 because the Cavern Tavern came out first. So this is book 1 of the Five Realms. See, I bet you many of you didn't realise there was a whole book series associated with this game. I can't think of any other game that's brought out a book series to go with it. I know. See, Cavern Taverns, for those you don't know, is set in the same realm as Rise to Nobility. There's an expansion coming out for Rise to Nobility as well. So that's just that's finishing on Kickstarter soon, which I'm doing a group pledge for, which I should really go and check out. I'm not sure where we are on that, but here we go. I'm going to leave you with that image. That's my daughter Freya bringing me some wine as I relax for the rest of the evening. So thank you for that. Hopefully you enjoyed that. To say, this is all about a series of a middle-aged, overweight, balding fool basically boring the pants off his daughter. He's
been talking for 20 minutes.
Oh, it's 20 minutes, okay. That's my cue. Good night. Oh, you're still here. I forgot to show the rest of the box. I'm so intent to getting back to my glass of wine. That's so these are the scoring cards. Just want to be thorough in case anyone saw it in the box. Good, nice, nice colourful scoring chart. Now, if that's money, I'm a little bit disappointed in that. If I'm perfectly honest, if that's money. In fact, I am so disappointed. I'm not even going to get that out. I'm going to use the money from Rise to Nobility in preference to that. It may not be money. I may be embarrassing myself, but whatever that is, a bit cheap, a bit plasticky, don't like that. But the wooden roundels are okay. I'm not a big fan of a brown colour for a player faction.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
No one's going to pick brown.
No, I don't know. Although I do apologise for everyone out there that likes to play brown for my daughter's faux pas. She's very young, she doesn't know what she's talking about. So that's definitely the end of this, and I now will be getting back to much more serious work for the rest of the evening. Good night.